Hi, Detect from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got a cassette tape to play for you. Today cassette tape is The Pied Piper, read by Barbara Bush from 1991. So let's get started.
Give me a story, a story, a story. Read a story to me. Oh, I'll sit real close and be quiet as a mouse if you read a story to me. Oh, a funny old poem or a fairy tale about a big green monster with a hairy tail. As long as it's not such a scary tale. Read me a story, a story, a story. Read a story to me. Oh, I won't make a peep. I'll pretend I'm asleep if you read a story to me. Oh, show me wonders that I never knew. We'll be together, just us two. 'Cause my favorite story is me and you. Read me a story, a story, a story. Read a story to me. Oh, read me a story to make me smile. Read me a story 'cause you know that I'll only be little for a little while.
The Pied Piper, from a poem by Robert Browning, retold by Ellen Benjamin, illustrated by Richard Waltz, published by Western Publishing Company, Incorporated.
Read me a story, a story, a story. Read me a story, a story, a story. Read me a story, a story, a story. Read me a story, a story.
Once upon a time, there was a town called Hamlin, which lay along the bank of a wide river. Its twisting streets were lined with the comfortable houses of the happy people who lived there. Life had gone on peacefully and pleasantly in Hamlin for as long as anyone could remember. Then one day, rats began to appear. At first, there were only a few, and no one minded very much. In fact, the town's cats couldn't have been happier. But the rats multiplied, and soon there were more rats than townsfolk. The rats were everywhere. After a while, folks didn't even feel safe in their own homes. The rats ate everything they could find. Sometimes people were awakened in the middle of the night by rats about to nibble on their toes. Finally, the people of Hamlin were at their wits' end. Off they marched to the town hall to see the mayor. The mayor was a greedy man. He cared a great deal about money, but very little about Hamlin's citizens. "The rats are eating us out of house and home," cried an angry woman in the crowd. The mayor told the townspeople to be patient, that he was doing all he could to help. "Get rid of the rats, and soon, or we'll get rid of you," shouted the town's banker. The mayor was upset. Later, when he met with his council members, one of them said, "We've tried poison and traps, and we haven't caught any rats." "Well, think of something that will work," the mayor thundered, "or we'll all be out of our jobs." Suddenly there was a tapping at the door, and in stepped the oddest-looking fellow any of the council members had ever seen. He was as tall and as lean as a birch tree, with long, sharp features and bright eyes as blue as sapphires. His clothes were a marvelous patchwork of color, and in his hand he carried a musical pipe. "Who are you?" barked the mayor. "I'm only a poor piper," answered the stranger, "but I can pipe music that will charm any living creature. If you will pay me 1,000 guilders, I will get rid of the rats." "If you can really do as you say, I'll give you 50,000 guilders," cried the mayor. "Then play I shall," said the piper as he stepped outside. He raised his pipe to his lips, and out came a melody both strange and beautiful. No one had ever heard music quite like it. As the piper piped, out came the rats, big ones and small ones, fat ones and thin ones, till Hamlin's streets were filled with them. The rats followed the piper as he made his way through town, while the people watched in wonder. When the piper came to the bank of the river, he stopped, but he continued to play his pipe. The rats, however, did not stop. Into the river they plunged, never to return to the town. Hamlin was free of vermin at last. The people cheered as the piper made his way back to the town hall. "I've come to collect my 1,000 guilders," he told the mayor. "But I was only joking," said the mayor, chuckling. Now that the rats were gone, he had no further need for the piper. "I'll give you these 50 guilders and nothing more. Now take them and leave." "Then leave I shall," said the piper, "but not before I've played a different tune." And he stepped outside and lifted his pipe once more. As the music began, the pattering of feet could be heard, but this time it was not the rats. From every corner of Hamlin came the children of the town. Hand in hand, dancing and prancing, the children followed the piper as he led them through the town. When the parents recognized their children in the procession, they tried to stop them, but could not. The music had frozen the parents in place like statues. On went the piper and his army of children, through the streets and over the bridge that led out of town. The last in line was a boy with a limp. The tapping of his cane as he hurried to keep up with the others was the last sound the stricken townsfolk heard as their children disappeared from view. When they could move again, the townsfolk rushed across the bridge to find the children. Following the road that led from Hamlin, they soon came to a mountain that the children had climbed. There they found the little boy in tears. He told them that when the piper and the children had reached this place, a door in the mountain had opened up and everyone had entered. Everyone, that is, except the boy himself. "I could not keep up with the others," he told the grown-ups sadly. "The door closed before I could reach it." "Did the piper say where he was taking our children?" someone asked. "Yes," the boy replied. "To a happy land where is always spring. To a land of flowers and fountains, peacocks and winged horses." The people stood and wept. Some pleaded with the mountain to open. Others shouted for the piper to return, promising that the mayor would pay what was owed him, and more. But the mountain did not open. The piper did not answer, and the children were never seen again. Let us all think well before we make promises we do not plan to keep. If, in our greed, we give less than we promised, we may get more than we bargained for. Parents always want to know more about how they can help their children, and television is a good source of information. Most people can't imagine living without TV, but there can be too much of a good thing. It's important to choose good programs for the family to watch, but not too many of them. There are valuable programs on TV, but research says that watching too much may be harmful for children. So, just as parents oversee their children's other activities, like mealtime, playtime, homework, and bedtime, they also need to oversee their children's TV watching. They can help their children choose a schedule of programs and help them stick to those choices. Some say that sitting in front of a TV all the time can turn you into a couch potato.
This Read Me a Story Storytime cassette has been brought to you by the publishers of Golden Books. The Mrs. Bush's Storytime radio series was produced by ABC News in conjunction with Children's Literacy Initiative and made possible by founding sponsor the Chase Manhattan Bank and by Time Warner, Inc. The Pied Piper is published by Western Publishing Company, Incorporated.
So that was The Pied Piper, read by Barbara Bush for 1991. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.